Welcome, cocksuckers, cunts, hoopleheads, and motherfuckers.
Down, you fucking drunk.
To Deadwood episode 6, Plague. Excellent. So, Plague, the episode where... Goddamn, was that nice.
Oh yeah.
We've decided to take up drinking Captain Morgan's rum.
Spiced rum.
Spiced rum.
Oh Jesus.
Oh Jesus.
Just to make me feel more like hell.
More like an owl. So, would you like to describe what happened in the episode?
Sure. So in this episode we kind of pick up where what's his face? What's he called?
Who?
The sheriff guy.
Oh, Bullock.
Bullock, yeah. Bullock is
the main character.
The main character.
Yeah.
The least interesting character in Deadwood.
Yes, the least interesting character, or the main one. Yes.
So he's chasing after the guy that murdered Wild Bill.
Jack McCall, yeah.
Jack McCall. He has a run-in with an Indian.
Yep.
A Native American.
A Native American, yes.
And he gets horribly beaten up by a Native American. But,
he does.
Bullock ends up killing a Native American.
He manages to beat his face in with a rock.
A true man's way.
In a very visceral fight scene.
Yes.
Yes.
And then pick it up with the plot thread from the last episode where Calamity Jane comes across a
plague-stricken
man. Yep.
Eddie Cochran, yeah.
Yep. Plague has broken out in the town of Deadwood.
Yep.
And basically it's how the town reacts and deals with the plague.
Yes.
So Al has almost like a committee meeting.
He does the meeting of the town elders.
It's like he says at the end of the episode, "There's no place to have a bad meeting but in a saloon."
Yes. As a base of operation, you can't beat a saloon.
Can't beat a saloon. Yes. That just sums him up quite nicely.
It's a great line.
Yep.
Yes.
And at the same time, what's she called? It's been a while since I've watched the last episode of Deadwood.
Alma Garrett.
Is that the figure?
The heroine, the opium woman.
The opium woman, yeah. So, Trixie, the prostitute,
yes,
is basically feeding her fake dope to basically help her get off
of real dope.
Oh, yeah, yes. And she's having withdrawals. Evie is still under pressure from Al to broker a deal to get the gold claim.
Yep.
And he keeps failing miserably every single time to funnier and funnier effects.
Yes.
And she has to fake being high.
Yes.
To convince EB that she's susceptible to persuasion.
Yes, and hilariously she pretends to be attracted to EB. a horrible scenario.
Oh jeez, I've not felt that in a while.
Yes, no offence to William Sanderson, who is absolutely amazing as EB.
Yeah, absolutely.
He gives one of the best sort of what do you call him, the fool performance?
Oh yeah, he's great.
He gives probably one of the best fool performances of any sort of show or film ever made.
Yeah.
But he's not an attractive man in Deadwood.
Not really, no.
EB is a spineless, horrible character.
Bit of a creep.
And he's very clammy looking.
Yeah, he's so sweats all the time, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then in the EDE plot, Size, one of the prostitutes, is I didn't really follow that one.
Basically, the prostitute who was... you mean Jonah Stubbs.
I got the idea, but they were trying to get the gold claim from him. Is that right?
No, they were just trying to get him to lose loads of money. Basically, it doesn't matter that with Ellsworth comes into the gem saloon to bet, and as a sign of Joni's sort of depression and the fact that she's still a decent person, she won't take like all of his money off of him.
Yes.
So then
figures Si's got to step in.
Si has to step in and do it because it ain't gonna get her nowhere, these morals.
No.
Yeah, that's meant to be a sign of her depression, which comes into play later in the season in season 2. So that's more set up at this point. But yeah, she is depressed.
Okay, she's depressed. Yeah, that's the important thing to get. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's okay. So not a lot of Bullock in this episode?
No, Bullock is absent in every scene apart from the first and last. This episode almost is about the absence of him and how Al is trying to make like a play for the gold claim.
Oh yes.
Because semi-spoiler, but not really, you can pretty much tell where it's going. He becomes sort of her defender because he was chosen
by Wild Bill Hickok before he died. Yeah.
Yes. So the sort of tension then comes between Bullock and Al. And how they do that. If you didn't see it coming, sorry, but
It's pretty obvious.
Fairly obvious that that's sort of because you can tell that there's some kind of antagonism there.
Do you like another one, cocksucker?
I have another Captain Morgan's rum while we're discussing the manliest show ever made. I think I said this at the end of the last one and all, but the funniest episode so far.
Probably, yeah.
Every episode seems to be getting funnier and funnier.
I think, but most of it just comes from EB.
EB and Al. Al's got loads of great lines.
Al's amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Al and EB who just keep making me laugh.
Yeah.
Al's comebacks don't think are so cutting.
Yeah.
It's just brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, the greatest one where the preacher has the epileptic fit.
Oh yeah.
And then he's like, "You could have just said amen."
Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah.
But yeah, so just great lines, and the relish again that Ian McShane has taken in his lead performances.
He loves it.
Can you believe he didn't win an Emmy for this? He was nominated every year, but I think he lost to would have been James Gandolfini, I think.
Okay,
that must have been tough.
That's a tough choice.
How do you pick between who's better, him or James Gandolfini?
They probably should have given it 1 year to Ian McShane and then another year to James Gandolfini.
Yeah.
Just to be fair.
Just to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're both pretty amazing roles.
They are. They're pretty much unmeasurable the characters are semi-similar.
Yeah.
But they're also very different.
I love the subplot of because again it shows how Al's tentacles are his hands are in all the pockets. Where they're like having a committee meeting about what the newspaper should read like.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, I say it should be free gratis, and he's like, that doesn't make any sense. Oh. Yeah. It should be free then.
Yeah.
He's got no idea what he's talking about.
Well, yeah, because gratis means free, but obviously doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't know. Free gratis. He's like, well, that doesn't make any sense. It cancels each other out.
Yeah.
Oh, make it free then. It's great. And then right at the end when, because I love again the period details are amazing. Like how cumbersome the printer is to use, and he's got ink all up his hands, and he's like. Do you think maybe playing in Deadwood's a question mark on the end?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, this is the final version, I'm not doing it again.
Yeah.
He's like, oh,
okay.
You can't love him.
Yeah.
He's a great character.
A little bit of him softening up in this episode, the bit where he's talking to the prostitute, and then, so he's quite harsh, and then at the end he's just like, you can stick to hand jobs to a day or two.
That's like the character being kind.
Yes,
which is hilarious.
Yeah. Yes, also some similarities between Al and Sai, because he's talking to his prostitute at first harshly and then in sort of a loving way at the end. And then there's the scene with Jonah, where Sai is like, don't make me touch you in another way, implying he's going to beat her up if you, Yes, so you can definitely see parallels there between Sai, who is, in my eyes, even worse than Al.
Oh yeah.
He's not at the moment, but as it goes along, he's clearly much more cynical and evil.
Oh.
Has no sort of ability to, to compromise or.
No.
Like Al at least seems to be able to.
Well, I think with Al, he's up front.
Yeah.
About what he wants. All he cares about is the saloon.
Yes.
And money. And making profit. That's all he cares about.
Yeah.
And he's quite upfront about it. Sai's a bit. Well, you don't really know what his motives are at this point.
No.
Like, really what he's after.
Yeah. All you know is he's bought a piece of land in the Chinaman's alley.
Oh, yes.
Which could come into play later on. So yeah, it's another really great episode of Deadwood.
Yeah.
The period details are amazing. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Dialogue you can just get lost in.
Yeah.
Be brief. Be fucked.
Be fucked.
Yes.
Cocksuckers. And Calamity Jane is back.
Yes.
Well, she was in the last episode, but she's back in Deadwood.
She's back in Deadwood. She's taking her role as sort of nurse.
Yeah.
Which I think is something that the actual, that Calamity Jane, the sort of like the film version with
Jane Fonda.
Or Jane Fonda. Is something she did as a. She was like a famous nurse or something.
Ah.
I don't really know the story of Calamity Jane.
No, I don't know.
It's not as famous as Bill Hickok or something.
No.
But no. But yeah, because I imagine this would have been sort of like an important episode. Because this is sort of it going forward after it's killed off this main character.
Yeah.
While Bill Hickok, well, not main, but big character.
Big character.
He was like, the big myth is Wild Bill Hickok. He's like a famous Western. After this, it's all semi-original inventions. They're all based on real people, and Al Swearingen is a real person.
Oh
Was a real person.
I just love to imagine that Al was like a real person. That's just awesome.
Well, it's quite tragic apparently what happened. He was as big as he is in this, like, you know, like a big saloon owner and stuff. But like he apparently died waiting for a train.
Oh my god.
It's like a film or something. Apparently the real Al Swearingen died waiting for a train, like homeless.
Really?
Yeah. So that would have obviously been how it would have had to end if it had gone for a 4th season.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how the real one ended. But yeah, what would you give this episode? I'd give it like a 10. Yes, 10 it is.
It's another 10.
Yeah.
Dead easy. I'll drink to that, Hooplehead.
Hooplehead. Go watch Deadwood. If you've not watched it yet, it's amazing. How many other shows do you watch where you've only watched the first 6 episodes and you're giving 3 of them a 10? It's a great episode, isn't it? It's a great show.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's great. Love it.
Yeah.
Keeps going at the rate it's going. It could be one of my favourites.
Oh yeah, you haven't even seen like the first half of this season. Nowhere near as good as the second.
Oh my god!
It steps into high gear. The last episode of this season is amazing.